When talking about investing in the stock market, everyone wished they had a crystal ball telling them what the future looks like. If someone gave you a free ride at a time machine, who wouldn't go back 15 years and tell the younger you to invest all their money in Amazon, Alphabet, and Apple? But unfortunately, the crystal ball does not exist. However, the next best thing would be to be able to spot trends in specific industries, make changes to your portfolio, and not being fixated on companies' past performance. In today's video, I'll give you 3 excellent examples of these trends and how you can take advantage of them as long as you have a long-term outlook. Hi, my name is Kobe, an associate with Noor Private Wealth. If you're new to my channel, we focus on helping individuals build wealth in the most tax-efficient way. So if that's something that you have interest in, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on anything important. And as always, if you like this video and you find it helpful, make sure to hit the like button. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. So let's jump right in. Back in 2017, we made the decision to reduce exposure to oil companies. Close to 70% of oil consumption is used in transportation. Out of that, most of the oil is used by cars and trucks. At the time, talking about electric cars sounded very far-fetched and was often met with skepticism by our clients. There was absolutely no infrastructure present and no car manufacturer had a fully electric car other than Tesla. We had to make a parallel to the beginning of the last century when the automobile was invented. It was again met with the same skepticism back then, and in the picture on the left is one of the first few cars driving in New York Times Square, surrounded by horse-drawn carriages. Many people were wondering why they would ever choose a car when the horse was so much more reliable. 15 years later, in the picture on the right, we can see one horse-drawn carriage surrounded by cars. 4 years ago, the Energy Industry Administration, EIA, and other forecasting agencies estimated that the electric vehicle sales would total a few 100,000 units in early 2020s. After electric vehicle sales hit 1.45 million units in 2018 and estimated 2 million in 2019, the same agencies now forecast roughly 6.5 million in 2024. The world is changing faster than ever before. If it took the radio 38 years to reach 50 million users, Facebook did it in 1 year, and Pokemon Go did it in 1 week. The average lifespan of companies is dropping. Companies that don't adapt will be replaced. Investing in companies that have been around long before we were born and thinking they will be around long after we're gone is not longer relevant. In a white paper, the ARC research team identifies 5 industries that could be disrupted by innovation. The first industry is transportation. Autonomous electric technology will cause a tidal wave of disruption not only in the auto industries but in many other industries. If battery system costs decline, we believe electric vehicles prices will follow, triggering mass market adoption. At the same time, autonomous driving systems could boost the utilization and lower the cost of transportation dramatically. According to ARC's research, robo-taxis could cost consumers just 25 cents per mile, less than half of the cost of driving a personal car, half the cost of a short flight, and at a cost close to many public transit modes. As a result, autonomous taxis could become the dominant form of personal transportation in urban areas, reducing the need for many consumers to purchase personal vehicles. According to estimates, US auto sales will fall nearly 50% from 17 million units today to just 10 million during the next 10 years. Because autonomous taxis will be 8 times cheaper, companies like Uber and Lyft will not be competitive and would be forced to partner with companies like Tesla and Google in order for them to stay relevant. This would reduce their profit margin from 30% to less than 5%, making them just a minor participant in the mobility market. So if you were wondering this year why Tesla had a higher valuation than Toyota, this could be part of the reason. From 2012 to 2019, Tesla sold 891,000 units, while Toyota sold 10.7 million units in 2019 alone. However, Toyota is facing a massive challenge in research and development to catch up to Tesla's electric vehicle technology. Traditional automakers and their networks are in grave danger. The transition to autonomous electric platform could create a winner-takes-most industry thanks to the massive amounts of data necessary to create autonomous driving platforms. As a result, the industry is likely to consolidate, with the survivors being those with successful autonomous technology and electric vehicle platforms. Every Tesla vehicle on the road is collecting driving information that is being sent and processed by artificial intelligence to improve autonomous driving. Once complete, few companies will be able to compete with Tesla's autonomous driving. The auto insurance companies will also be affected. With autonomous driving safer than human-driven vehicles, accident rates could drop by more than 80%, and this would drive insurance costs lower. The second industry that potentially will be disrupted is physical bank branches. In Canada, commercial banking is the largest industry with a revenue of $240 billion for 2020. In the US, financial and insurance companies account for 10% of the market capitalization. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation reported a drop in the use of bank branches and an increase in digital and mobile banking. So far, it seems that digital-only businesses such as Square's Cash App, PayPal's Venmo, Chime, and other digital wallets are benefiting more than banks from this change. While banks like Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, and Bank of America report an increase of digital channel users, they do not disclose the extent to which digital is contributing to incremental customer acquisition. Wells Fargo, for example, has disclosed that its digital active user base increased by 4 million during the last 4 years, but the net new checking account customers rose only 800,000. Over the same time period, digital bank Chime increased its checking account users by 5.5 million, while the number of monthly active users shot up by 32 million on Venmo and 30 million on Cash App. Square also announced that active Cash Card users increased 7 million during the same time period. It is very likely that digital wallet users could become more valuable than Wells Fargo's checking account customers during the next 3 to 5 years. A traditional bank pays on average $1,000 to acquire a new customer. The cost for digital-only banks is only $20 thanks to savvy marketing strategies, vital peer-to-peer usage, and significantly lower cost structures. The third industry I will talk about in today's video is brick and mortar retail. In-stores retail sales peaked in the US in 2015, and this year the pandemic has accelerated the shift to e-commerce. We have seen a jump in e-commerce in US from 11.3% of retail sales at the end of 2019 to 16.1% in the second quarter of 2020, and this is expected to increase to 60% by 2030. With retail sales per square foot dropping over the years, as we can see on the left chart, and surprisingly, the retail square feet per capita shown to be increasing on the right chart, and with e-commerce growing at an accelerated pace, this means that we can expect more bankruptcies over the next decade, especially across retail categories with heavy real estate footprint. In the case of real estate investment trusts with high exposure to retail, their underlying assets will become less valuable and have to be repurposed. That's it for today's video. I hope you found it valuable, and if you haven't done that already, make sure to hit the like button, and if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know below. I read and reply to every single one. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.